Hello guys, as part of the design patterns series, today we'll be discussing about abstract factory method, and it's part of creational design pattern. Okay, it's called factory of factories. In our previous video, where we discussed about a factory which creates only a single object, and an abstract factory, it creates more than one and delegates the client's instruction to these other factories. And the goal is to deliver more than one mostly related object to the client. And we are going to see how we are going to develop or implement this abstract factory method where a client needs a shoes and a jacket. Okay. Here we have a client, and a client needs a shoe and a hat. And as we have seen in our previous videos, it's always good to have an interface. It helps us to develop a very extensible and easy to upgrade or work in a better way. Now, let's see now. Here, this client is in a request of those two objects, shoe and hat. So instead of using a simple factory method, we have an abstract factory method here called wardrobe factory, but mostly it's good to name it as abstract factory, and then followed by a name that we really need to work on. Okay, now this interface is allowing us to create a shoe and a hat, which returns a shoe interface and a hat interface. But this interface is implemented by different factories. One is a Canadian factory, the other one is a Jamaican factory. And those two factors implement create shoe and create hat, and they'll be creating the real object here. And this interface will be delegating the created object to the client. Let's see how the source code goes. Okay, I will try to clean this up, and let's start here. Okay, here we have two interfaces, the objects themselves. I mean, one is a headwear, which has simple two methods, and the other one is a footwear, which we used in a factory method. I don't want to refactor this one. Okay, then we are, as a client, we are in need of creating those two objects. But those two objects are being, of course, which are here either summer hat or a winter hat. And this is, of course, a single object. We have, for a footwear, we have a summer shoe and a winter shoe. So we are planning to have two objects given to the client. And let's see how our abstract factory is written. Here, this abstract factory, instead of creating a single, instead of delivering a single object, it's delivering two objects. One is a headwear and another one is a footwear. And beware that it's returning an interface. So we can have different kind of footwear or different kind of headwear, not just for summer or winter. It could be for a summer Olympics, or it could be for a winter Olympics. It could be a football kind of footwear and headwear, or it could be other things. So having this interface helps us to extend it in a way that we can handle it in a much extensible fashion. Now, as we have this abstract factory, abstract cloth factory, it will be implemented by those two factors. One is the Canadian and the other one is the Jamaican one. So as you can see, it's just implementing them. And then here are where we are creating the objects. So in the Jamaican clothes factory, we don't expect to have a summer cloth. So we are creating a summer hat and a summer shoes. And in where is a Canadian one? It's creating a winter hat and a winter shoes. So those two factories are creating a summer and a winter clothwear. And the client needs to access those two objects. You don't need to create them, but it's the work is done here, the creation of this object. And we have a shop. So here, when the string is being passed, it will either create a Jamaican cloth factory or a Canadian cloth factory. And here we can handle it in a very different way. We can either create those two factories as a field and then access them in this get factory method, or we can have create them in a very different way, or we can even pass those two objects as a parameter. So it can be done in a very different way. And to reflect that, I have implemented this abstract factory different than the one we did in this factory method. Now, once this get factory is being called by a client, oh, I could not go to go factory. Where's client? Yeah, I think also this client is trying to access the factory itself, but what the client says is this abstract cloth factory. It has no idea how this abstract cloth factory is returning those footwear or headwear. It's just requesting abstract cloth factory. But as we can see, this abstract cloth factory is implemented by both Canadian and Jamaican, so they return either a summer or winter. So in this case, when we ask for a winter one, this abstract cloth factory, its implementation will be the Canadian. I mean, yeah, winter is a Canadian, and the other one is a Jamaican one. So as we can see here, we are getting a footwear and headwear, which are for summer. And if we change this to summer, it is from Jamaica. So yeah, putting in summer hat and true, which is on duty, and the other one is a winter one. So this is how we can create an abstract factory method where a client is looking for an object, but it can't, or at least we don't want the client to create the object itself. Rather, we want a factory to create it. But instead of the simple factory method, where a single abstract factory is being implemented by different kind of implementation, we, in this abstract factory, we have a group or a family of objects that the client is requesting. And this is how we can, one way of having, creating and implementing abstract factory method. So thank you guys, and let me know if you have any questions or comments. So I will see you guys the next video. Thank you and good day.